Now, whenever I tell anybody that I'm a professional magician, they usually ask if I can cheat at cards. And of course I say, yeah, of course I can. I usually demonstrate this by actually finding the 4 aces. So what I'm gonna do is mix up the cards. This is how I usually start. I usually finish with a single cut. The reason why is because if the cards are cut once, it is sure to mess up the order of the deck. Now, when finding the 4 aces, I like to start out quick. I find 2 of them at the same time. There are 2 red aces, the heart and the diamonds. It's very flashy, very quick. Only problem is, how can you one-up that? And the answer is, it's pretty difficult to do so, but we can do it. Best way is to do it with one hand. If you can find a card with just one hand, make it launch out of the deck, that's pretty impressive. Here's what it looks like. You can see the card shoots out. It is the ace of clubs. That leaves the final one and most important one, which is the ace of spades. And we're left with the same problem. How do we do even better than before? The answer is very simple. I let them become the magician. So I'll usually say, just tell me when to stop, and I'll start laying cards face up. Now, whenever they say stop, the ace is going to appear. Let's imagine that they said stop here, all right? And of course the ace is going to appear here. Problem is, if you look, it's actually the 2 of hearts, which is completely okay because the 2 of hearts always changes in to the final ace. And that is how I do the 4 ace reveal. Now, if you would like to learn this magic trick, stay tuned because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually learn this magic trick. Now, here's the thing though. If you don't want to learn the magic trick, please do not stay here, okay? I'm just saying. This is only for people who are actually interested in learning how you do it, but once you learn it, you can't unlearn it, so it won't be as magical. Just warning you. Now, before I reveal how this magic trick is done, I want to let you know a little bit about the Elite Magic Academy website.
Get access to hundreds of the most powerful secrets in magic. Learn techniques used by the top performers in the industry. Learn how to hypnotize thoughts into people's heads. Predict massive strings of numbers. Bend metal with your mind. And more here at the Elite Magic Academy.
So, very simple. Let's talk about the 4 ace setup. So what I do is I usually put the ace of spades on top and followed by the 2 red aces. Usually it's the ace of diamonds and then the ace of hearts. I put the last one on the very bottom. Now I'm just gonna be careful not to flash the bottom card to the audience so they don't know that the last ace is there from the beginning. Now what I'm gonna do is one of my favorite shuffle moves, and I teach this earlier on in the videos that I posted here. So in other words, if you go to some of the earlier videos that I've posted on this channel, you'll find one that teaches 5 false cuts. One of them is going to be this cut here. It's a false cut sequence. I'll do it very slow and you can kind of see what I'm doing if I do it slow, but I'm actually rearranging the order of the deck. Now, if you really want to learn it, I'd recommend going and looking up that video. I'll actually leave a link to it down below. And of course, you can learn it on the free course on the website as well. So that being said, now get to the second half. I'm gonna do a false cut. This is also taught there, but really all you're doing is you're just pulling the cards from the bottom, pulling them over the rest of the cards, and then setting them on the table, and then putting the top cards back on top. You have not changed anything, but it makes the appearance, if you do it quickly, that you've actually cut the deck when you haven't, okay? It's just a trick to the eyes. It looks like a simple 1 cut. And when I say that it's important to do a single cut because it mixes the order of the cards, it's true. That is actually true. But I'm not actually doing a single cut, so the only deception here is what it looks like. Now, at this point, you're ready for the trick. And what I do is I put my top finger on here, and then I come underneath, and I'm gonna grab a block of cards underneath the top card. So I'm gonna pull out all the cards here, except for the top one. It's gonna get moved over to this side, which is my right hand. And now I'm gonna use the finger on my left hand to push the top card out. I'm gonna push both of them out like this, and then I'm going to flip them over. Now you want enough space that they're not gonna collide. See how they collide here? That's a big problem. So usually what I'll do is when I push them, I'll pull back and I'll come out here and then I'll flip them over. And then I can push them together. See, like that? It's a good way to do this technique. Now, once you're here, you're gonna put the right hand underneath the left hand, okay? Very important. Now we have the ace of spades on top. Now from here, you literally just pick up the cards. The ace of clubs is on the bottom, and we're going to shoot the card out of the deck. Now I actually teach this earlier on in the channel as well, and so I'll leave a link to that down below, or you can find it on the website if you don't see the link or it doesn't take you there for some reason. You can find it on the website as well, but it should be down below as well. Now I'm gonna just cut here like this, and when I go underneath, the bottom card actually ends up in the middle, okay? And what I do is I use the pointer finger here to push this bottom card out, which was on the bottom. And when I do, it usually pushes out this second card here a little bit as well, which I leave. Some people try not to do that, but I do that for a specific reason during this routine. And the reason why is because now, when I launch this, all I'm gonna do is push with this finger really quick. When I do, it shoots out, right? Important that you catch it. And it shoots out, but it leaves this here. And so while I do that, I use this pointer finger to pull in, and I use my thumb to come underneath, and now I'm gonna spread the cards, because in a moment, I can either do a one-handed cut like this out of it, or I can come over and move it with my hands, but I'm gonna put the deck back in order. So I've literally recut it back. If you need to slow down and rewatch that part, go back, slow it down, all right? Rewatch it and see how I did that. But now we have the ace of spades back on top. So what I'm gonna do is a second deal. So I tell them they have a free choice, and I start second dealing. So really, I'm pulling this back and pulling the second card every single time that I pull a card, but if you do it quick like this, it looks like you're taking the top card. I mean, look at how realistic that looks. It's just insane. Now, they can say stop wherever they want. Imagine they say stop here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push over the top two cards as I point here, and I'm going to get a pinky break underneath them, okay? And I'm going to push them together, and then I'm gonna flip over this card and say, oh, the ace of spades should be here, but it's the 9 of spades. Well, I have two cards together, so when I flip these over, the ace of spades is underneath the 9, but they can't see it. So when I flip it over like this and I pull the top card off, it's now the ace of spades. I just shake it over the rest and it appears to change into it. It's a truly powerful trick. It does take a lot of practice, but if you learn this, it is incredible. I love performing this, people love it. And if you enjoyed it, remember, please smash that like button, follow for more. If you want to support me in what I do and make sure I can continue doing this, please go subscribe to the $9 a month. You're going to learn everything from coin magic, rope magic, some advanced card magic, one of my original tricks. But you're gonna learn everything you can imagine, even hypnosis, cold reading, mentalism, it's all there. It's one of the biggest libraries of magic out there, and I know you'll enjoy it. Thanks for your time, and have a good day.